What up, TikTok? Miklo, 1% reportándose. Doing this video today to answer a common question that I get all the time. Question is, when you travel state to state with your club, on your bike, what is the procedure? What is the protocol? Do you call ahead? How does that work? It's one of the most common questions. And, truth be told, I feel like I'm going to be dispelling some myths right now, because the way people usually talk about this is as though there was some kind of a map out there with a bunch of phone numbers all over it, or some phone book that, every club has, and, you can call ahead and plan out your route and all that stuff and guarantee yourself a safe trip by making 100 phone calls, and that's simply not true. From my experience, that's not true. The fact of the matter is, almost every state now has upwards of 10 major 1% clubs, and in many situations, half of them are at odds with each other, right? So how could you possibly call ahead to every single club? It just doesn't work that way, right? There's no such thing as a guarantee of safety, period. You know what I mean? So from my experience, from our experience, the rule of thumb is the interstate is safe ground, pretty much. If you just stick to the interstate, you're traveling on the interstate, and all you do besides that is stop for gas, grab a bite to eat, whatever, you're typically going to be all right. There's always assholes out there. There's always people looking for trouble, but, that's the general rule of thumb. And from my experience, that's most clubs stick to that. The thing is, man, when it comes to calling ahead and all that, that's a security risk. If you go calling a bunch of clubs, letting them know your route, unless you're that tight with them that you trust them that much, every one of those clubs, it's a security risk, because you just never know. You don't want to let every club in the world know the route you're going to be taking, because you just never know. So, that's my experience on that subject. Now, as far as calling ahead, if you've got friends in other clubs, that are going to be on the route you're taking, yeah, I say go ahead, call. If you trust them that much, then yeah, call ahead. Because if something does go wrong, if anything does happen, you'll have people that at least know that you were going to be passing through on such and such day and time. You know what I mean? But other than that, the only people that need to know your route are members of your club, So that's my experience when it comes to that question, and I hope that answers that question for everybody.